Possibly they wanna switch up the philosophy. A couple stories in the vault you would not believe. Thank God I'm riding with a team that would die for me. Soon I'll be filling up a coliseum or arena. You tripping like Molly Water, Aquafina. They could put me next to any MC. Still you can't see me like I'm John Cena. Testing my patience. Bitches change like daylight savings, but they staying in the same location. So I'm at to make money, won't make friends. Lot of things resting on my soul. Been the bread when I'm bringing home the bacon. Raw paper king size, put an eighth in it, then come alive, call it reincarnation. I know everything that glitters ain't gold. Zirconia, I'm the real deal, but I'm feeling like the only one. You owe me some, you frontin' with a rollie on. You really chasing after nothing like it's Pokemon Go. Yeah, go in the game, I'm a giant like FIFA 4. Fun fact, bust back, let me reach my goal. Still hot, 350 degrees, I'm on. I know, seems psycho, but I see a stop sign as a green light though. Been head drop, but I need Geico. Some of y'all ideas getting recycled. She look exotic, I get excited, then I'm inside it, ready to cry. That pussy a prize, it be my demise, but damn it, I like it, huh? Hey, possibly they wanna switch up the philosophy. A couple stories in the vault you would not believe. Thank God I'm riding with a team that would die for me. Soon I'll be filling up a coliseum or arena. You tripping like Molly Water, Aquafina. They could put me next to any MC. Still you can't see me like I'm John Cena. Testing my patience. Bitches change like daylight savings, but they staying in the same location. So I'm at to make money, won't make friends. Lot of things resting on my soul. Been the bread when I'm bringing home the bacon. Raw paper king size, put an eighth in it, then come alive, call it reincarnation. I know everything that glitters ain't gold.
Been the one to put a rapper in a headlock. Been read my first steps with some dead stock. I break an eighth and get it twisted like some dreadlocks. My little nigga can't know with the red eye. I did it biggie on the bitch like it's best. I giant with it. Don't hit my line unless applying digits. I multiply, no dividing with it. Can't let them slide, never. Even though I'm icy with it, I'm kinda pricey with it. Baby pulling on my zipper, kinda feisty with it. In my presence, know I'm highly gifted. Shine hard on them even when the lights is missing. Trying to cross me like you might be Christian, but I hope that the Lord is with you. Pray to God, bro. I do this cause I'm passionate. My elevation so elaborate. Well ahead, thinking back of me. That's catastrophe. Every line is a masterpiece. A mastermind that mastered me. Mad at me, probably cause the cash with me. I bring it up like an athlete. Fall flat to the racks, they ain't fast as me. Address me as your majesty. Young king to you cubs, I ain't lying about it. This a dunk when I touch like I'm Zion about it. And bring it into your world like I'm Mayan about it, little bitch.
Hey, possibly they wanna switch up the philosophy. A couple stories in the vault you would not believe. Thank God I'm riding with a team that would die for me. Soon I'll be filling up a coliseum or arena. You tripping like Molly Water, Aquafina. They could put me next to any MC. Still you can't see me like I'm John Cena. Testing my patience. Bitches change like daylight savings, but they staying in the same location. So I'm at to make money, won't make friends. Lot of things resting on my soul. Been the bread when I'm bringing home the bacon. Raw paper king size, put an eighth in it, then come alive, call it reincarnation. I know everything that glitters ain't gold.
What's going on, Nerd Nation? It's your boy Chris, back with another Nerds at 9. First off, as always, shout out to Recreation on the vocals, coming through with some clutch music for us, providing a vibe for the podcast for these episodes here. Today, topic of the video, as you can tell why you clicked on it, top 5 storylines for Super Bowl 56. These are just like, the 5 things that when I'm going to be watching the game on Sunday, I'm going to be thinking about. So this is really what I'm going to be looking out for. People's legacy on the line, coaches, players. So yeah, just going to get into that. I did leave out, like this video, subscribe to the channel. Really helps me out, really helps out the channel, helps us grow, reach more people. So smash those like and subscribe buttons for me if you can. But yeah, we just got to get right into it. Y'all know where I'm going first. I've been talking about him ever since they made it to the Super Bowl. And, even before that, Joe Burrow. Good old Joe Burrow. His legacy, it's not necessarily on the line in this game. He's still very young. Hopefully for his sake, he has a lot of years left ahead of him. But, if he wins this second year, he'll be the first player in NFL history, well, the first quarterback, I should say, in NFL history to win the Heisman, National Championship, and the Super Bowl. So that's already an accomplishment in itself right there. Obviously, like I said, second year in the league to already have one Super Bowl. If that happens, the conversation all next week and leading into next season is going to be, is this a potential dynasty? Is Joe Burrow going to be one of the best quarterbacks of all time? Is he the next Tom Brady? You're already starting to hear these conversations happening. So definitely big game for Joe Burrow. That's an understatement. and quite sorry. Honestly, you know what I'm trying to say is all those conversations are definitely warranted, you know, right now, because projecting forward, we don't know. I mean, if he continues at this rate, he will be one of the all-time great quarterbacks. But, you know, we have seen quarterbacks do really great things. I'm not saying they've been as good as Joe Burrow in year 2, but we've seen it go the other way, you know. So, and looking at the other side of that, you know, if he loses this game, you know, he's going to be 15-14-1 career record. So, I mean, that's not the greatest record. Obviously, you know, they made a Super Bowl, so that's great. He's 3-0 in the playoffs right now. So that's still good. He would be 3-1 in that scenario. But, you know, currently has a losing record for his regular season. And I know, you know, he's still super young. But I mean, a lot of people watching is probably too young to know about, you know, Dan Marino in his second year made it to the Super Bowl. And if you know anything about Dan Marino, this guy was just a great quarterback coming out of college. Everyone thought he was going to be great. They knew he was going to be great. Made it to the Super Bowl his second year and lost. Everyone just assumed, you know, he would get back, win it a few times, you know, be one of the all-time great quarterbacks. And, you know, he is one of the all-time great quarterbacks, but he never made it back to the big game. So it's huge, man. If Joe Burrow loses this game, that could be really detrimental to his legacy. I mean, like I said, his legacy's not on the line. He still has plenty of time, but I think that's definitely the number one storyline in this game. You guys can let me know if you agree or not. I think this is, you know, the Joe Burrow Super Bowl as of right now. But that could change, you know, depending on the result, how we look back on it. Let me know what you think. I mean, do you think Joe Burrow's going to win it? What's his legacy going to be like? Or do you think he's going to lose? Do you think he's going to get back? Yeah, just let me know what you guys think in the comments. But we can move on to number 2 and pretty much just looked right to the other side of the ball. Matt Stafford. His legacy, I'd actually say, is kind of on the line in this one. He's 34 years old, so not everyone's Tom Brady. I know Tom Brady broke the mold. He played to a 44. I think he could still play next year. I think pretty much everyone thinks that. But Matt Stafford is Matt Stafford. We don't know how long he's going to be able to play. So he's 34. This is obviously his first time in Super Bowl. These are his first 3 playoff wins as well. He's actually 3-3 in the playoffs for his career now, going 0-3 with the Lions. 86-95 career in the regular season. You know, most of that with the Lions. So if he loses this Super Bowl, you know, I think Matt Stafford could end up being seen as one of those guys that just put up a lot of stats for a bad team, got on a good team, had a chance, and didn't come through. I mean, so this is a huge game for Matt Stafford. I think nobody in this game has more on the line than Matt Stafford. And I'm super happy for him. I think Matt Stafford is a really good quarterback. I mean, that's all the negative part, you know, if he loses or whatever. But if he wins the Super Bowl, we got to start talking about where we rank Matt Stafford, you know, and at least in this era of quarterbacks and potentially all time, you know. Right now he has 49,995 passing yards in his career, which is 12th all time. There's only 2 active players above him, Matt Ryan and Aaron Rodgers. So he's potentially going to climb up in the top 10 in passing yards for his career. He could have a Super Bowl on his resume, you know, as soon as the very first year that he got to a quality team, because, I mean, we all know what the Lions are. So with that being said, where would you – I mean, you got to rank him kind of high, right? There has to start coming a conversation, I feel like, with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers has 5,000 more passing yards, but, you know, he's been surrounded by a better organization, better team up until this point. And now as soon as Matt Stafford got, you know, a team around him, he's going all the way, potentially win the Super Bowl. So they would both have 1 Super Bowl. Matt Stafford was the number 1 overall pick, so you could say that, you know, he had more talent coming out. I'm just saying, I'm not saying that Matt Stafford is better than Aaron Rodgers, but I'm just saying, you know, if he wins the Super Bowl, I'm not mad. I'm not mad if people want to start having that conversation. So, Matt Stafford, a lot on the line. That honestly should probably be number one. Now that I'm thinking about it more, I think Matt Stafford is the number one storyline in this game. So, yeah, let me know if I'm wrong. But, yeah. Moving on, the third legacy on the line in this Super Bowl. Well, his legacy's not on the line. Aaron Donald is one of the greatest defensive players of all time. Now, the conversation about Aaron Donald after the Super Bowl, and even right now, is where does he rank on the all-time defensive players list? I've seen some people say that he might even be the best defensive player ever. Now, personally, I think it's Lawrence Taylor. I think, the effect he had on the game and when he came in and just how dominant he was compared to the competition, I think it's got to be Lawrence Taylor. But with that being said, Aaron Donald, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, 6 straight first-team All-Pros. I think that's a record, if I'm not mistaken. He's, like I said, obviously one of the greatest. The natural conversation for me and, people my age that started watching football around when I did is probably him and J.J. Watt. And obviously I think he's a little bit better than J.J. Watt was, just off the eye test and what I believe, and his teams and his defenses that he's anchored have been better, and you could say that they have better talent, better organization. But I mean, the Texans were a playoff team too, so I mean they weren't too shabby for a few years there. They had Deshaun Watson too, so I mean, hey, Aaron Donald definitely got to be above Watt. Then we start talking about some other guys. It's really hard to compare him to like a guy like Ray Lewis or like a Deion Sanders because they play different positions. So, I mean, if I'm just going to talk about D linemen, Reggie White, Mean Joe Green, and then going way back, I can't even really get that much film on him. Deacon Jones, who all the tall tales and people telling stories from way, way back in the day say that this guy, if they recorded sacks, would, have just demolished all the records. So I'm not going to, comment on if I think Aaron Donald's better than that guy. Like, I don't really know, but Reggie White, I think that's a good conversation. Him and Reggie White, who I think probably is the second best defensive lineman of like this modern era of football, I would say, like at least since like the 80s. Yeah, Reggie White, Aaron Donald, I think that's the conversation right behind Lawrence Taylor. So, yeah. But if he wins the Super Bowl, does that put him above Reggie White? I don't know, man. I don't know. That's a conversation for another day, but that's a big storyline from this Super Bowl, I believe. So be looking out for Aaron Donald. If you don't really watch defensive line play that much, and I know, you only look at the ball. Usually you see, oh, this guy has the ball or that guy's tackling. Just take a couple plays out in the Super Bowl. Just keep an eye on Aaron Donald. Just watch what he does because he's dominant, man. He really is. And moving on, number 4. And on the Rams side of the ball, I think most of the storylines in this game outside of Joe Burrow, and yeah, pretty much outside of Joe Burrow, I think the story is the Rams right now, because we got to talk about Sean McVeigh, the coach of the Rams. This guy is actually only 36 years old. I looked up today. I couldn't believe it. He's the youngest coach in the league still, which, wow. In 5 years that he's been the Rams coach, they made the playoffs 4 times. Only missing a one year when they went 9-7, so it wasn't a terrible 2-14 season or anything like that. And when he took over, they weren't a very good team, to say the least. So, yeah, 55-26. I know I said these stats a few days ago, but 6-3 in playoff games. This is his second Super Bowl appearance. Obviously, lost the last one to Bill Belichick and the Patriots in Super Bowl 53. So my storyline for Sean McVay is if he wins this game, what's the ceiling for Sean McVay? Could he be the greatest coach of all time or potentially one of the greatest coaches of all time? I think it's definitely possible. Like, looking at that resume, first off, I don't know anybody that came in so young and took over franchise. He has players on the team that are actually older than him, which that's incredible to me that he can command the respect of a locker room And I know you can say what you want, you know, they're all professionals or whatever, but hey, it's not an easy job to be an NFL coach, and to have the success he's had and to be just known as the offensive genius and, you know, the schemes that he's been creating since he took over the job. I think, hey, if he wins the Super Bowl, who knows? In 10, 15 years, we might end up talking about him and Bill Belichick as the best coaches of this era. So keep an eye out for McVeigh for sure. And I think this song just played twice, so go ahead and throw another one on for a second here. But yeah, I mean, last but not least, I kind of want to get out of here soon. The halftime show. Out of all things from the Super Bowl, I think the halftime show might be the thing I'm most looking forward to just as a human being. You know, obviously, I'm a huge sports fan, so I'm going to be locked in the whole game. You know, Super Bowl is almost like a holiday. I don't really even, you know, like celebrate holidays that much, but the Super Bowl is just, you know, one of those days. It's one of my favorite days of the year. I can't wait. But the halftime show itself, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, Kendrick Lamar. Oh, this could, I mean, I'm expecting this to be the greatest halftime show of all time. The hype is there. Like, you hear those names, almost anybody, any age, they know at least 2 or 3 people in that list. And, you know, usually you only get like one superstar person and then they might bring out somebody else. But like, to have 5, I would say, legends on the stage, it's going to be great. So even if you don't like football that much, or, you know, whatever, you know, you're with people that don't like football that much, hey, everyone's going to be watching that halftime show. So definitely be looking out for that. I think that's going to be the top thing talked about, you know, just in the general public. So, yeah. And yeah, with those, I mean, that's my top 5 things that I'm looking forward to in Super Bowl. The storylines that I'm going to be talking about. You know, I'm going to be probably debating with people, hopefully debating with some of you guys on this podcast here. Or we're going live every night, well, every weeknight, 9 p.m. So come on through, show some support, drop a like on this video, smash the subscribe button. It really helps me out. I did want to give one last honorable mention. I did say, you know, most of the storylines are on the Rams, but another storyline here, Jamar Chase, the rookie wide receiver for the Bengals. Obviously, we know what kind of rookie season he had. I think he's going to be the rookie of the year when they give out the awards. So to have a rookie season like that in terms of yardage, touchdowns, all that good stuff, and then win a Super Bowl, and who knows, you know, if he has a great game, potentially a Super Bowl MVP or something like that, we could be talking about Jamar Chase as the best wide receiver in the NFL right now already. So, yeah, that's my honorable mention. Got it all out the way. Leave a comment, you know, anything you agree with, disagree with, any topics you want to hear me talk about tomorrow or any other episode in the future. I enjoy doing this. Thanks for all the support, guys.